Hi guys, and welcome to another review, and today I'm going to be looking at the Batman The Dark Knight Returns 2-pack that has Batman and Superman from the 30th anniversary 2-pack. Anyways, if you are interested in picking this up, I'd highly recommend you go to B&M and get one because they're £15 currently. And you can also get the 4-pack that has the Joker and Carrie Kelly for 25 actually, I think. But nonetheless, let's move on to the set itself. Starting off with the packaging, you just have the Dark Knight Returns here with the DC Collectibles logo, some warning stuff, a nice window box showing off the figures, 30th anniversary sticker there. On the side, Batman and Superman, and then you have a Bat logo just there. Same logo on the top, just here as you can see. On the side, this is really nice. You get that lovely artwork of the cover there. Dark Knight Returns, Batman and Superman, DC Collectibles. And on the back it just shows some of the other things you can get. These are statues, which look pretty cool. And this was sculpted by Tim Bruckner. Not the statues, the figures. At least I think so. Now at the bottom you just have some copyright, what have you. And yeah, that's the packaging out of the way. Let's get this open, shall we? Okay then guys, to start off with, I'll show you the size of these action figures. Now, due to the stance of Batman, he looks very short, but I guess if his legs were straight, he'd be a lot taller. Superman stands just under 7.5 inches, whereas Batman comes up to just under 7, once again, because of the pre-posed legs. So, putting the tape measure to the side, let's start off with Batman, of course. Completely biased, but I don't care. Anyways, here we have Batman. He looks really nice in the face, as you can see. He's got lovely gritted teeth, as you can see there. There's some beautiful shadowing and dry brushing around the brow, the white in the eyes. The ears look really nice as well. On the 4-pack Batman, they're a little bit curved, but they're a lot straighter here, which looks cool. You've got the gritted teeth as well as the textures and wrinkles. And they've got a nice kind of wash of red and pink in there, you know, that reflects the skin tone and everything. Looks really nice. And what's beautiful about this is, on the other version of this figure I have, it has all these lovely creases and folds in it, but they're just sculpted. But here they have a lovely black dry brush going through all of it. As you can see, all these sculpted lines and everything along the biceps, like his abs. And you know, the suit looks like it's a little bit too big for him at this point because he isn't as in good shape, especially along here and here, as you can see. But it just looks awesome, as you can see, all of that along there. Here we have the black cape, which part of me wishes it had a little bit of this colouring through it as well, but oh well. An issue I have with the cape is it was sculpted in red plastic, which is a little bit strange, I find, and then painted. So this has actually come off. I could really easily fix that with a marker though, so I'm not going to be too fussy about that. The cape is of course a sculpted cape, which I do prefer on these style of figures, and you know, it's pretty dense plastic, but it has a nice bit of give to it as well, as you can see there. The bat on his chest, very reminiscent of the one you see in the graphic novel, which looks really cool there, as you can see. It's got a nice sheen to it, but not too much. The belt, now this is where it really shines, I think. All the beautiful dry brushing in there, it just looks awesome. I'm just going to move his arms out of the way a little bit. That just looks really nice. It's so pouchy. Part of me thinks it's just a little bit too small. The pouches could have done with being a little bit bigger, but you know, it looks cool. And all these pouches, they're all different, you know. As you can see there, they're all different. This one looks like it's undone. Then you have, it looks like you just got every single pouch you had, and you even have capsules on there. I don't think I noticed that on my other one, but that looks really cool. And you know, it just looks like he took all of these variety of pouches and just kind of stuck them on his belt and just thought, right, all right, I'll put this here, this there, and I'll do that in there. And yeah, it looks really cool for it. The gloves have a nice texturing along here that represent the fingers and veins, as well as the gauntlets here, which look really nice, as you can see. He has a closed fist here, which is a bit tight, and an open hand here. No accessory, but the other version I had did come with a batarang, so I've given that to this guy right here. Here you have his underoos, which look, you know, they're underoos, I guess. Not much else I can say about them. That nice texturing going along here as well. I have one issue, and that's the sculpt line is just bang on the front, and you know, I'm just thinking, why isn't the sculpt line on the side or something? But I digress. The boots, they look pretty good. Once again, pre-posed, so you get loads of wrinkles and everything in them, as well as a seam line coming along here. They look nice. You've got the heels and everything. And on the bottom, you just have a peg hole. No stand, but you know, And then on the back you just have more of those lines and everything, and yeah, it looks really nice. It's a very nice figure. I'm really happy I bought him. No, I was just about to say there was a little bit of paint slop on the eyes, but that was just my eyes playing a trick on me. Moving away from the Batman figure, let's move on to the Man of Steel. Now, to start off with the head, it's very, very pink. You know, I mean, the other one had a shade of pink to it, but this one is just a lot pinker, I find, and it kind of damages the figure in a way. You know, it looks a bit too overdone. But nonetheless, the head is really nice. They have a nice glossy paint on the eyes, so they do reflect. The camera doesn't pick it up the greatest, but it does. You know, this is, of course, not your typical happy-go-lucky Superman. You've got the really over-exaggerated curl of hair there. The sideburns and eyebrows look really nice. The wrinkles are fantastic. And yeah, it just looks really good. The paint, on the other hand, isn't that great. You have a little bit of a mark there, here, and he had a little bit of paint marks here, but you know, I was just able to get them off with my fingernail, so that's nothing I'm going to complain about. But you know, you've got the crinkles on the neck as well, which look really nice, and you know, it looks good for what it is. The logo, now this is really nice, it's actually sculpted plastic as well as painted, so it looks really nice. It's very, very clean as well. That's something I always try to look for, clean logos. You know, I can kind of do with like the odd paint mishap on the boot, for example, but when it comes to logos, I just like them to be crisp. But it does kind of look a little bit funny, as it's a little glossy and then nothing else is glossy on him, but I can live with it. The belt is like a very muted gold, as you can see here, with a buckle here, and you got the straps going all the way along there. Nice muscle definition and everything. This guy's clearly kept in shape. Well, Batman's been letting himself go, you know, not being Batman for 10 years. The paint is a little bit sloppy here, but it doesn't look too bad, especially when you have his leg up like that. The legs are, of course, are very bulky, and then here you've got the seam line going along the boot, which looks really cool. Peg hole and what have you here. Closed fists, and once again, no arrow, you know, so he can hold the kryptonite arrow, but I wish it came. I'd rather it came with that than a Batarang, to be honest with you, because, you know, you get so many Batarangs, but oh well, I guess. It's a really nice figure. And turning to the cape, you have the golden Superman S, but unfortunately there's a little bit of paint mishap just there, as you can see, but once again, so long as it isn't the front one, it's not too big of an issue, so I can live with it, you know, and it looks really nice. Another issue I have is, oh, there's a mark there. It's on the back though. Along the top of the hair, it would appear that some of the red paint has either gotten on his hair or they've sculpted it in red. Now, more than likely, it's just a little bit of paint that's gotten on the top of his head, but that's, once again, something I can easily fix with a marker, so I'm not going to complain about that. Now, to talk about the articulation of these two guys, I'm going to be using Batman, as he has every single point of articulation Superman has, and then some. You have a swivel in the head, so not a ball joint, but a swivel. So, you know, it looks kind of funny when you turn it, as you can see. But, you know, it's only meant to be put in one position, really. Ball jointed, I should say. No, these are ball hinges. Ball hinged shoulders, which come out about that far, so not too much. You know, you can go all the way up. The cape doesn't really get in the way and anything. And they come out this far. A single hinge in the elbow, as well as a swivel at the glove. So this is a piece of articulation Superman doesn't have. He doesn't have a swivel at the hand. He doesn't have a waist turn, but they could have given one, but oh well, I guess. You have hinged legs, as they only move forward. Oh crap. Well, that wasn't meant to happen, but luckily it's just a peg that I can put back in. I was going to say it's happened again. That was really unintentional. They go forward that much before they pop out, and they go back, let's see, before it pops out, about that much. And yeah, that's really weird. It's never happened on my other one. Oh, that's going to make his leg loose, isn't it? I hope it doesn't. Single hinged knees, and nothing in the boots. Let's just make sure. Oh good, he's still standing alright. That was my main qualm. I didn't want him to get loose. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is get them in the middle. Let's bring in the variants I have on these action figures. We'll start off with Batman. Now, obvious differences are the colours. This one is more of a darker black, which I think is much nicer. I prefer it. And this one is a light grey with a blue. Now, the issue I have with this is I find it a little bit weird that this is also blue. If it was black, it would have probably looked a lot nicer. But, you know, it's still a really nice figure, and I do like it quite a bit. I've also got him on a display stand, as he really can't stand, like, under his own weight. He's very loose. But, you know, the display stand fixes that. There we go. There's a glossiness to the boots, the gloves, which this one doesn't have. And I was mentioning the ears. This one, as you can see, they're a little bit, they kind of curl in, whereas this one's are a lot straighter, which I prefer. What else? Oh, this is something I wish they included on the black version. If you look at his belt, there's a few different colours for like all the various like hinges and stuff on his pouch, as you can see there. I understand this one's a lot darker, so I don't mind them not having as much colour. But, you know, I would have liked a little bit of variation. As you can see, this is gold. It doesn't really come out that well on camera, but all the buttons and stuff along here are gold, whereas this one, it's just standard. You know, just like a little bit of black, a little bit of silver, you know, I think it would have looked really cool. But nonetheless, it's still really nice. And yeah, I really do like these figures. This one still has a place in my collection, although this one is the one I use in my main Dark Knight Returns display for my DC shelf. But, you know, I still really like it. Moving on to Superman. In fact, you know, I'll put him here. There you go. So this is the new one, this is the old one. Let's bring them back a bit. To start off with, the colours. The 4-pack version is a lot darker, which I prefer, as although the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel is a little bit inconsistent on colour, I think it looks nicer and it's a bit darker. You know, it fits well with the whole dark story. And this one, it's just a bit too bright for my liking. I bought the 2-pack mainly for the Batman, but, you know, I'm not going to say no to another Superman figure. Especially when you consider if they were to re-release these singularly, they'd be about 20-25 quid. So, you know, I'm happy getting both of them, I don't mind. Another difference is this one is a lot more glossy on the chest, and he has gloss on the belt buckle. I don't mind that this is as glossy as it is for some reason. I'm not really that big of a glossy guy, but I think that looks nice on the boots as well. And this guy's a bit more muted, but yeah, I'm cool with that for some reason. I don't know why, but I just stand for some reason. You can really tell the difference in the faces here. You know, this one's very pink and this one is just slightly pink. So I'm very happy with that. Other differences for these guys would include, let's see. Obviously the back for one thing. Gold, whereas here it's glossy. I'm fine with that, you know. Really long neck as well when you look at it from the back. But yeah, you know. And the cape has also got like a little bit of gloss to it. Very nice cape, this. There's also a little bit of black just along the bottom here, which looks kind of like it is a mishap in the factory. But well, I guess £15, you can't go wrong. It's a really nice 2-pack, all things considered. I'd highly recommend you get it if you can. I mean, when you factor in that it's £15 and you get 2 figures, you know, you can't complain. But oh, just to summarise, I prefer the original Superman. I think it looks much better with the dark display. Although this light one and the other Batman, you know, they're still part of the shelf. They're still just behind, but I use these ones as like my main ones. Overall, what do I think of this set? It's £15. I mean, you can't go wrong there. I saw that and I thought, right, I'm going to have to get that. I've got something else as well in my last action figure haul. I recommend you check it out if you're interested. But yeah, I think they're well worth it for £15. You know, you just can't go wrong. Good price, very good figures. They're of course not very articulated, but these were originally made back in the DC Direct days, and they were just action figures that could move, but were meant to be displayed. So, you know, they're pretty much pre-posed, but you can get the slightest bit of variety out of them. Overall, I really like them. You might not, but for £15, give it a go. If you don't like it, you haven't broke the bank, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.